All right, so I'm going to talk about the impatience economy, and that's very appropriate because I'm an impatient person. For those of you who have kids, you know that it takes very, very little time to go from this to this. And in fact, my kids tell me that when I'm hungry, I get really angry, and there's a new word out there called hangry. And if there's a new word out there, then it's not just me, it's more people than that. I have a teenager. And there was a report out earlier this year by Cana Software that talks about how the impatient index, people have gone from waiting 10 days for the mailman to bring a letter and for you to get some news or information to 10 minutes. In fact, kids are checking their phones every 9 minutes, 50 seconds, apparently. And they're checking their phones when they're killing time, when they're waiting, when they're shopping, when they're watching TV, when they're supposed to be studying. But even when they're waiting, they don't like to wait. There was a YouTube video out there about how you have to show something of value, something good immediately, not wait for people to surf and check things out. There's a new book out there that talks about how our mind, our brains are changing. The digital world and all these devices are really training us to want something, want everything faster, right? We're more distracted, we have less tolerance, and we're just less patient. And in fact, we're moving from an intellectual approach of being deliberate and thinking and weighing pros and cons to more instinctive approach, where we're looking at colors and we're looking at images and videos. We're looking at what other people are doing and liking and following, and taking the easy way out, doing clicks and swipes instead of typing and so on. And you guys all know, as you develop websites, you have to provide for the intellect, you have to allow people to be searching and sorting, but also more and more, you have to anticipate what they're doing. You have to do recommendations and suggestions and personalize the experience for people. And that, as you know, makes for heavy sites, problems loading, and when things are slow, things don't work out well. And again, another report by Radware recently talks about how even a second faster in load times, et cetera, leads to value to conversions. Switching gears a little bit, big data, okay? In the old days, many sites, many pieces of media, traditional media, was funded by advertising. Today, whether it's social media or apps like Instagram, et cetera, advertising is what is creating value, that is funding some of these experiences. And there's a new infrastructure that's being put into place called real-time bidding. Advertising is about a $500 billion market. More and more advertising is going online, and more online advertising is being bought by this infrastructure for real-time bidding, where there's only 100 milliseconds from the time you click to see a page to when people are told that, hey, this device or this cookie has arrived at this website, and for people to basically decide, do I want to bid on the right to put a message in front of this person? So within 5 milliseconds, 5 to 10 milliseconds, people have to look at the data that they have, see, okay, so what do I know about this person? Do I want to bid? Do I want to do something about it? And this infrastructure is effectively personalizing internet. So no matter which website you come to, which app you're on, basically your experience can be personalized by this infrastructure. AppNexus is a company. In 2010, there were about 20 people. Today, they're a $1 billion company. They're processing a new degree of velocity here, 30 billion impressions per day. That translates to several reads and writes in their database, about 3 million reads per second, 1.5 million writes per second. And most of these companies in this real-time bidding infrastructure are using a common stack, a new stack, where they have stateless web servers in the front creating the experience. They have a front edge system, a database, that is basically storing the hot data, the real-time data, what's happening right now. And then they have Hadoop clusters or analytic databases all the way in the back where they're putting their historical data. And they're using the historical data, the batch analytics, if you will, to understand what's going on the internet, and they're combining it with real-time information to essentially personalize the experience for people. AppLovin is another company. In just 2 years, This company has gone to processing 20 billion requests a day and 100 million in revenue. They too are operating with velocity, a new degree of velocity at volume, and they're leveraging the economics of Flash. So in order to have this velocity, they're not using RAM, they're actually using some new storage technologies in Flash. And this is enabling them to essentially, again, create a new kind of value where they are scaling their business and scaling their infrastructure without having more servers or more people involved. And so just wanted to basically make you guys aware of the fact that, yes, there's velocity. You guys are focused on the web front end, but there's a new degree of velocity that is emerging, creating a new kind of value out there. Thank you.